from chess.com. Tonight we have India's latest Grandmaster Arjun Kalyan with us. Hi Arjun, welcome.
Yeah, hi. Thank you.
So this is your first time at chess.com's YouTube channel, right?
Yeah,
And first of all, let me congratulate you for attaining your Grandmaster title.
yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
So my first question to you, how is the feeling after having accomplished one of the most important targets for chess players, that is GM title? How does it feel?
Yeah, I'm feeling really happy. Like it's also a lot of relief that I finally managed to complete it after a long time.
Okay, so my idea of this stream was that you became a GM recently, and it's a good opportunity for a lot of chess enthusiasts as well as people who have just joined chess, who just started learning, to know more about the upcoming players as well as the new grandmasters. So, thank you for accepting our invitation to do this stream.
Yeah, thank you.
And so the first part of this session will be like doing Q&A, and the next portion where you can then show us your games. So you can also take up questions from the chat as and when you see them.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
so I've been told my audio is a little low, so let me increase it. I think now it should be fine. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Saravanan sir. Ramakrishna Janil. No, this is a stream in which we'll be doing a Q&A, and he will be sharing some of his games, and we'll know what exactly went through while he was about to make those norms. So we'll try to understand his journey in this stream. So Arjun, did you celebrate after coming home?
Yeah, I just celebrated with my parents.
You
It
celebrated with your parents. So
was
how was the
nothing big.
celebration?
It was just nice. It was with my brother and my parents. We just had a nice time at home.
Okay, you have
Nothing
a brother.
very
Is
big.
he elder to you or younger?
No, he's younger. He also plays chess actually. He's like 2200.
Aha, okay. What's his name?
Rohit is.
Rohit S. Okay. Coming back to chess, how did you start chess?
Like first I was doing abacus at the age of I think 7, and
Mm-hmm.
then once I finished it, my mother wanted to enroll me in something related to the mind. So she saw a chess academy near her house. So that's when on my 8th birthday I started. I just learned the rules of chess on my 8th birthday in the academy.
Oh, so that was like your mother's way of giving you a gift, enrolling
Yeah,
you to an academy. Okay. So that means you were showing early signs of inclination towards mind games, because abacus is also maths, right?
yeah. I was doing well in school also, so that's why she wanted to do something related to that.
Okay, so after you learn the game, you need some push, because some players also consider, let's say, some of the people who learn chess, they also treat it as one of the tuition classes, like they go to class and come back. But you went on to play tournaments as well. So how was the atmosphere at the academy that you went to, and which academy was it?
Yeah, I went to Tinagar Chess Academy. It's that in Tinagar and also in Kikinway. So the atmosphere, it was like there were 50 people or 60 people in the academy playing chess. So it
Mm-hmm.
was initially I just went 2 days a week. So I'll be just playing with a lot of friends and a lot of people. So it was just a fun atmosphere. So I think for the first couple of years, I was just playing, going and playing once or twice a week. But then slowly I got hooked to the game. So and then I started to take it a bit more seriously after a couple of years. So and then
Uh-huh.
I went to local tournaments and something.
Okay, so which school did you study in
I studied in PSBB Kekanagar till 10th.
till 10th, and then plus 1 and 2?
I studied in Vegamal Vidyalaya.
Oh, okay, great. So you're also from Villamal then.
Yeah.
So I have a count. I think we have about three or four people from the last few streams who are all from Velamal. We had Pragananda, Gukesh was there, Nihal is not from Velamal, but he was part of that junior championship where I invited him as well. And even Rakshita Ravi is also from Velamal. She was also here. All right. So now what are you studying?
Now I'm doing BCom first year at SR here, Chennai.
SRM. Okay. So are you
Yeah.
under a scholarship there as well?
Yeah. So I just need to like write the important exams. So they also support me a lot in chess.
Okay, all right. So after you started chess, did you have any ideal or any inspiration as such?
Yeah, I think the 2013 match was a big inspiration in Chennai. So I was able to go and see it live. So I was inspired by both, I think, Anand and Carlsen at that point.
So how old were you when that event took place?
I was 11 years old. So
Okay.
I remember that I finished school and then I used to go there to see the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was also there. I watched the games live. That was an amazing experience
Yeah,
to see them so close. And then I also saw that you have a picture with Magnus Carlsen.
yeah, that was in Isle of Man, 27.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just see if there's any question from the chat. Naveen Kumar is saying congratulations, and so is Jay Khatri. Hello, Shreyans. Okay. And what was your target when you were, let's say, 11 or 13? Did you have any specific target that you wanted to accomplish?
Yeah, I think in the initial years it was just something to do along with studies. So my main focus, I think, was on studies, and then I was doing it together. But after some point of time, when I like started to do well in chess, then I thought, okay, I have to. At first, it was the state, winning the state and winning the nationals.
So when did you win
Small targets.
state?
Sorry,
When did you
I
win the
actually
state?
didn't win. I came, I think, the top, but yeah, Tamil Nadu state is usually not so
Quite
easy.
tough. Yeah, yeah. That's true. Okay. And what was your, like, what do you consider some of your best accomplishments?
I think in 2012 or 13, I came second in national schools, which was at that time I was like 1400, and there were a lot of high rated players playing. So only after that, then I realized that okay, I can also increase my rating, and I got a lot of confidence from that. I think it was tight for first, but yeah, I think it was second.
Okay. So, apart from national schools, let's say from 2013 to 2021,
Yeah.
were there some moments in which you felt very much motivated by your results?
Yeah, I think I was like lucky enough to like increase my rating once KF 40 came. So, and then the
Okay.
suddenly I like from 1800 I was stuck few years, but then I reached 2200, and then like at some point when I started making IM norms, then I realized okay, so I have a future in chess.
Okay. When was your first IM norm
It was in 2017, Spain.
in the Spain event?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, how would you describe your journey from being an IM to then getting your GM title?
I think initially it was quite smooth because I scored my third IM norm and my GM norm together in
Wow.
BL.
Mm-hmm.
So and then in 1 year I had scored already another three, I think even four norms in total. So I was I think 2487 plus I had four norms, and I reached like 2496 live rating like to the 2019. But I think then I messed up in a few critical rounds, like I felt some pressure or something like that. But yeah, it came down a bit. So and then I had to study for 12th, and then this lockdown happened. So it took a
Okay,
lot
so
of
you
time for
needed
me.
four rating points, is it?
Yeah, at that point, like there were like 4 or 5 games in a row where I had to win to get the GM title direct. But
Okay.
I used to miss.
So then you played these three events recently. So what was the required score prior to these three events?
I needed 23 points, and so I was actually the top seed in most of the events. So I needed to score at least like 6.5 in order to gain like 8 points in each tournament. So
Uh-huh. Okay. So there is one question that I have, like based on these events. How did you decide to go and participate in those events, considering all the tough times? Like who motivated you, and how did you plan?
I think like because I hadn't played tournaments for a long time, there was like it was I was lacking motivation a bit at some point in like November, December. So I decided that I have to find some tournament and take a chance and go there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was planning to go actually in February, but at that time I was not sure because no one had gone before. But some of my friends went in Feb and then they returned safely. They didn't face many problems. So okay, I decided to go in April.
Okay, so when did you finalize your events? You finalized them in the month of February?
Yeah, in Feb and yeah, starting of March.
Okay, so you know that sometimes they say that you just play and enjoy the game and don't play for results. But here, though we all try to do the same, you already had on the back of your mind 23 points as a target. You knew you had to get them, and that is the only reason you are like planning a trip like that. So, considering all that, how did you deal with the back pressure, the pressure that you had of scoring those 23 rating points, of getting them?
I think my main focus in the last 1 year was more on like improving my game rather than the rating because like my coaches also told me that okay, 23 points is just a matter of time. So I have to keep on improving my game to reach the next level. And like I also felt confident that I can do it. So and also after not playing for a year, you're just very excited to just play the game. So at first I didn't feel much pressure actually. So I just wanted to enjoy the experience of playing over the board after such a long.
Ah, okay. In a way, you also answered the question of Shreyansh, who was asking what would you recommend to become a GM. So you are saying just keep improving the game and getting the title would be a byproduct of your progress.
Yeah, you should just focus on your game more than the results. Like even after a tournament, you should like evaluate the tournament based on how you played and like, whether your quality of your games improved or not.
Okay. Now, of course, we all maintain chess base and all the database and files, but do you maintain a chess diary or a journal where you write down all chess oriented stuff?
I know I used to like, just enter the games or like whatever I prepare on chess base, nothing
Okay.
else.
Okay, I think now it's a right moment to ask you this. Who are your coaches, and do you have anybody you would like to thank for your journey?
Yeah, so I think when I started like 10, 12 years ago, like Kasi sir from Teenager Chess Academy was my first coach. So I think over the years he has been helping me a lot, like also individually and also by arranging a lot of other coaches and also the staff at Teenager Chess Academy, like Rangan sir, Bala sir, a few people there. They also helped me a lot. They accompanied me to like I think more than 20 tournaments I would have gone with just my coaches. So my parents didn't have to travel.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I think they arranged a lot of camps from like I think Ubilava, Kaevsky, and then I worked with Saravanan and Golashapu from 2017. I think both of them have also helped me a lot.
Oh, okay. He is there, I think, in the chat. I didn't know that you were training under him.
Yeah, I think last 1 year, 1.5 years is like more intensively uh, training
Okay.
together.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, let's go to the next question. Now, we talked about how you made progress by focusing on your game in the last 1 year. Uh, that in those months that we already passed, there was no particular tournament that we could plan for. So, how did you arrange your training in those months?
I think I had a set of people who I was playing practice games with like every week. So we had 1 or 2 sessions a week and also some other practice tournaments. So I think you just have to find like-minded people around your rating and like, keep training with them. I think alone it might become boring after some point, but if you're in touch with others, I think it's
Oh,
possible
so
to work
that's
with
a
them.
good strategy you employed. So all those who are listening, what Arjun actually did is he got in touch with people who are also interested in keeping their chess practice intact, and he planned the training games. So that also adds up motivation factor. So you know you have to prepare for the upcoming game. It's not necessary to like wait until the tournament takes place. Very good approach. Okay, and if I had to ask you, what were some of the non-chess things that you did that helped you to become a better chess player?
I was playing badminton, like physical fitness. I think before lockdown, I was playing a lot, and then even after like 6 months of lockdown, I started playing again. So I think that helped in my physical shape. And
Okay.
otherwise also like I think studies is also beneficial in general. Uh, and yeah,
Okay, so you're
maybe
saying that indulging in different subjects and also uh, like keeping yourself fit through
yeah.
badminton are some of the non-chess things that have made you a better player. Yes, great. Then, if there was like one chess book that you could take and just let's say we also give you a chess set and we give you a room and you're just given that one book for maybe a week, which book would you choose?
I don't have a specific book in mind, but like one of Agad's or Brodsky books, I think is like I've read a part of a lot of books, but I haven't read anything with like fully. So maybe one of those books, like on calculation or thinking inside the book, something like that.
Okay, so I think by gauging by the speed, I think you would complete them in less than a week. But you have a week and you have only one book to choose.
Maybe I can read some like life and games of Mike Tal or some of the
Yeah, okay.
biographies of the players.
Okay, okay. All right. And did you have any process on selecting the events when you knew that you had like already got all the norms?
So I think in this situation, playing close tournaments made more sense because less number of people, so less chances of COVID and all. So and also there were only close tournaments taking place, and Serbia I think is the only place for Indians now which is
Yeah.
open. So there was not much of a choice.
Okay. And Shreyans has a, well, not Shreyans, so Arvindan Annamalai is asking, what kind of retrospective do you do after the game? Like after your game ends, do you have anything specific set as a module that you repeat after every game?
I think during the tournament, mostly I'll check the openings which I played if I have to find some improvement. And otherwise, I can talk with my coach for a short while about the game. But I think actual analysis of the game you should be doing back at home, like coming back and then trying to understand what went wrong, like what areas you can improve. So
So
during the tournament, you should just try to conserve your energy and prepare for focus for the next game.
okay, so if you had to break down that into different parts, so you were saying that after you come back to the room, you just check if you could have improved something in the opening stage, and then you have a quick interaction with your coach, and then you see what's next.
Yeah, I think
I
first you just input your game and some comments which about what you thought during the game. You can enter them into chess base, so that later you have an idea about what was exactly your thought process during the game.
so do you consult engines here?
Analyzing my own game, not much during the tournament. So preparation, yeah, I use.
Okay, all right, and since you were abroad, you knew how to cook, like you were managing things on your own, or you had friends who helped you.
I actually had food in the hotel, but I also could make rice, just basic stuff which I need, or Maggie or something like that.
Uh-huh. So the hotel had the food that you are accustomed to.
It was decent. It was not great, but okay. I think you can manage during tournaments like 25 days.
Okay, 25 days is quite a long time because I have been in trips like that. So did you take stuff from here or you just
Yeah, we
managed?
took a lot of ready to eat stuff. So like at least like 20 meals we can manage on our own. If we get bored of the food there.
And who's your roommate there?
Ajay Karthikeyan,
Ah,
Chennai.
okay. So I saw his message at the very beginning of our stream. Great. All right. Anirudh is here. He's saying hi to you. All right. Next. All right. So next question. What is next for you? What are you thinking about next?
Next, I'm like trying to just improve my game. See, maybe improve some other aspects of my game, like more openings or more end games, middle games, something. Whichever aspect I feel like I'm not that strong yet. So just try
Okay.
to keep improving that.
And do you have any specific target right now, or you just want to focus on improvement?
I think like long. I have like 20 reaching 2600 next couple of years. So I mean within the next couple of years. But yeah, because of the situation, like mostly trying to focus on my game rather than my rating at this point.
So in a way, you are saying you will try to control things that are within your control.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Then here is another question. Do you have any plans to do chess streaming online?
Streaming, no, not
Not
so far.
really.
No.
Okay. And which aspect of online chess do you like? Blades, bullet, or 30 seconds bullet, or that's called hyper bullet, I think, or long games? Which do you like?
No, I usually prefer Blitz. I don't play much of Bullet or Hyper Bullet, but I play Blitz usually like on chess.com. Like I
So,
think
have you
many strong
participated
players.
in Title Tuesday events?
Yeah, I used to, but then I wanted to keep my sleep schedule proper. It was because it was very late at night here. So I played
Yeah.
in a few. I mean, I was able to play with a few strong players. So yeah, that was good.
Okay. All right. I think with that, I have asked you all that I wanted to ask you. Now let's move on to the chess side of it. I think the board is also visible. So first, before beginning with your tournament games, I think it's a good idea to first put those positions in which I think you played really well, and know your thoughts about the situation. Like how did you come up with those moves?
Yeah, and just I think I was logged out of lives. So can you
So
share?
I'll do it again. Okay. Is your
Yeah,
ID anonymous 1762? Yes. Okay. All right.
yeah.
So let me get the PGN. So this is a game that you played with the black side against Santos Jamie. Okay. And this is the position Bishop D3. And here you chose E takes D4. What was your uh, main idea? Like, why did you consider ED4 in particular? Can you explain that move?
I think this was not exactly my preparation, but I had seen a game. I think Nepomniachtchi so, which was the same idea. So basically, I want to like because white is a bit undeveloped. I want to play take on d4, play d5, and then after e5, I want to go knight h5 and then f6 and open the f5. So
Ultimately, you want to go
kind of
F6.
yeah, start trying to start a kingside initiative, but knight is coming to f4. So
Yeah, so I really liked how you were able to generate an attack immediately. So I think I'll pause here and then ask the viewers what they think of the position. There could be a bit lag, but let's wait and see what they do. This is black to
yeah,
play. Pardon?
yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah. So let's just wait for a moment and see. We have some viewers, so we'll just see what they have in mind. So in this position, Arjun played an aggressive move. To a normal, I think, to an experienced eye, the move would be obvious. So speaking of this game, when I was looking at your games that I have received, it's hard to label you with a style. What is your style according to you?
I think I don't have like a very specific style. Like I'm trying to be more universal.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
not
felt that because some games there are some strategic moves, and sometimes you have not shied away from launching a king's and attack. So it's not
yeah.
really easy to say, okay, you're a positional or an attacking player. So was this a part of your chess coach's program that to make you universal, or is this something that you thought for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's like most of the top players at this point are like very universal. So, like whenever you feel that you're weak in one point, then you focus more on that so that you improve that point. So, overall, I think it's good to be like very universal.
Okay, so here is a suggestion by a player bishop into h3. What do you think of that move?
I think it's interesting, but maybe it's a bit too soon, like takes and then king g2.
Uh-huh. So if rook f2, there is a king takes knight.
Yeah, and also knight of this queen h5 and like bishop on b1. It's also risky for blacks. I think. At
Okay.
this point, it's a bit too early.
So you first decided to bring your pieces into action. Siddharth is correct. Yeah, Arjun played queen h4 here. And after knight f3, he played queen to h6. I think the next critical position comes after rook e3, where he plays bishop d6 first. And then after rook ac3 is where he decides to go bishop takes h3. So, how was your time management during this game? Because you consider this one of your best games. Were you having a lot of time or were you in time trouble?
No, I think I had decent amount of time. Like I took some time here, but I think the one easy thing is after what I played, I always have a draw by repetition. So I can always keep thinking after I play, and it looks very natural also because all my pieces are into the game. His king looks very weak after that. So I think I didn't spend too much time. I had like more than 30 minutes, I think, at this point.
Is this game part of the Mega database?
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Okay, because it can end up in an anthology of chess combinations as well. Because the attack, it's very consistent from here and could end up in some attacking manual also. So in this position, Arjun played bishop takes h3 and after g takes h3, he plays knight h3. The draw that he was talking about is this. If he wants a draw, he can get it. But of course, the position is in his favor and he decided to play knight takes f2 and after king takes f2 he played queen h2 and after king f1 bishop g3 and after rook c2 you write a comment that black has got an only move in this position after rook c2. So you had seen this beforehand while playing bishop h3 or you saw it?
Yeah, I think when I played knight of two, I knew this. I had seen this idea, but I think it
Okay.
was the only clear way to win. But there were still other promising options also.
Okay. So after king queen h6, he played bishop f4. Now, since the king is in the center, it's easy for black to attack. Rook a8 happened, and then he played bishop e3, and the position became very deadly after a few moves. And now here, queen h1 is also threatened, and this is the position in which his opponent resigned. So your opponent was a grandmaster, right?
Yeah, he was close to 2600 at that.
Okay. So that was a nice one, which I really liked.
I think
Then,
this game helped me like to score my third GM, I think 2018,
oh.
2019. Sorry.
Acha. So Stanny is here. Hi Stanny. So he wanted to know what's the secret behind your fitness.
Yeah, I think mostly playing badminton. Like I go for walks with like my a flat apartment. I think
But
not now, but before at least.
okay, but let's say if you have like no option to play badminton and no option to go out, then what do you do?
Yeah, actually, I had a physical trainer once for 3 months. So he was teaching me how to do workout at home, uh, that stuff. So I can always do that if I don't have other stuff. So I think
Oh,
once you can learn all like what you can do on your own, then it becomes easier. You just need to get the motivation to be able to do every day.
so recently I was reading this interview of Anish Giri, and he said that he doesn't require motivation to practice chess because he loves it so much. So for you, let's say to get into physical fitness or get into shape, do you push yourself or do you have a support system like your parents like give you a reminder that oh you have not done this today or how does it work for you?
I think my mother is kind of like a fitness freak, so she runs every day 10 kilometers almost. So she runs like 250 kilometers a month. So I think
Oh,
she like tells me and she inspires me or motivates me to do that.
that's a great
So,
influence. Kudos to your
yeah,
mother. Okay, so standing there, you see, that's the secret I would say that he has somebody to it who he has to be accountable. So that's why I think he's fit. Okay, thank you, Stanley, for being here. All right, I think the next position is a twin position, I would say, because it's just the reverse. This time Arjun was white, and let me change the player names. Okay. And this I was playing in the World Youth Championship, and he also considers this as one of his best games. And here Arjun was white, so let me flip the board. And now that you've seen the previous game, I think it's easy to find the move here, but I'll still wait and see if you guys have a move in mind. We have Ajay Karthikeyan, also Siddharth Sabri Shankar. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him very well.
Okay, seems like
He's
your
just in
classmates.
my school. Yeah, he
Ah,
was a year younger, but he was like a lot of team championships.
aha, okay. And Ajay Karthikeyan is here, your roommate. So, were there some funny moments that you could share from the trip while the viewers are thinking?
Uh, I think we just had a lot of fun. Like also, it was a very nice place there, so we could go for walks, and there was a nice park near the playing hall. So we were also staying in the same hotel, so we had a lot of time. Except on the double rounds, I think we could go for walks. The temperature was nice.
So, I have heard from players who have played round robin that they get a lot of time prior to the event because they already know who the players would be. So, was that the same in your case?
I knew like around 4 or 5 players, but I think the other players were finalized only later because specifically because of the situation, it was not clear who was arriving. It was only like I think 4 hours before the first round that the pairings were announced. So
Oh, okay. All right. So you had a lot of time to go around and also practice, review your game. So your schedule was very good then.
I had like on like there were two double rounds every tournament, so that was very tiring. So and luckily there was also a table tennis there in the hotel where we were staying, so we could play that like almost every day at the end of the like it was I think only after the first tournament they brought it. So after
Yeah,
that
that's
it was a
good.
lot of fun to play.
That's good. I think it may seem as if they are very small things, but on the surface it may seem like that. But I know for sure that these things have also influenced your good games in the event, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, coming to this position, Arjun established a firm control here with his knight on f5 and then played bishop takes h6. So this was probably easy to spot, isn't it?
Yeah, the difficult thing was after GH6 and then Queen C1, there was this move Bishop F2, which was like this was what was worrying me for a long time.
King
Because if you
f2,
take King F2, then there is like take on E4 and no, I think first D4, D4, and then Bishop F2.
d4,
Uh,
d4 and then bishop f2. Okay, what is the point after king takes f2?
there is Knight E4 and then Queen F5, and then he gets some like Rook G4, King H7. I think it's not clear.
Oh, rook g4 and king h7.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so this was bothering me for a long time because even my king is exposed. But then I found the more king f5. And now I'm threatening queen h6. Or if he takes knight e4, then I have knight h6 and then rook e4.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So he has to play rook e6 to stop queen h6 coming.
So he has to play rook e6. If he takes queen h6, knight
No, I
e8.
think now again he has knight going back. So now I can take on f2. And still my attack is continuing, and also he cannot defend h6. So I think this is winning for white.
Oh, okay. So that was a good calculation there. So this was a game that you played in the year 2019 in World Youth.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was one of my last tournaments before uh, COVID happened.
Govind, okay. So Anirudh, he became GM in the event that took place recently in Serbia. How do you pronounce the name of the event, Arjun?
I think Rojna Jora.
Okay, Ruzhna Zora. That's the event that he got his GM title. Now I'm going to the next one, and it's pretty nice. Here also you can see how Arjun is keeping an eye on his opponent's king. So let me paste it. In this game also Arjun was white, and it says you played this in a rapid game.
Yeah, it was. I think like it was an online rapid game actually. It was like practice.
Okay.
It was just nice. It was not like it was. I had to find a series of good moves here, so that was.
Yeah, I really like the sequence. So I'll just take a more pause here and give it to viewers to see what they would like to do as white. This is a nice position. I really enjoyed the sequence when I was checking it. Every move contains a threat from here, and it's very beautiful. And it's all about the king on g8. Once, when I attended this FIDE trainers camp, RB Ramesh had once said that if there are no pieces in front of the kingside pawns, that could be considered as a weakness to some extent. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I think that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah,
And
so
especially here, all his pieces are on the queen side. So,
yeah, and he's playing against a strong grandmaster, Bernardsky Vitali. He's come to India many times and a strong grandmaster. Here, Arjun finds a very nice way to keep posing threats. Let's see if you can guess at least some moves. So, now that you're doing MBA, is some online class happening or how is it right now?
yeah, BCom and yeah, it is, online is happening. But yeah, I wrote my first semester exams before again I have to write my second. I think in May, second semester exams will take this online.
Uh huh. Okay. And prior to leaving for the trip to Serbia, did you read any chess books that you found very useful?
Not I think particularly. I was just over the lockdown. I read some books
Okay.
like Alpha Zero book. That was
Okay. I haven't read that book in particular, but I was curious. Maybe, some people they usually take some books also to the tournament. Congratulations, Anna. Yes, Anirudh. I happen to know Tamil as well because I did study there for some time. So, yeah, Anirudh is congratulating you.
yeah. Thank you.
All right. So now I think it's time to reveal the move. The move here, was it straightforward or did you have to think for a while to get this move?
No, I think it was not about this move, but the next sequence I had to calculate because
Okay. So
I think it
first,
was kind of like
so you're saying d takes e4 is not possible because of rook d7.
yeah. So he has to play rook d8.
Okay, that's what happened. He played rook d8, and then you played knight g5, threatening a mate. And
So if he cannot take right now because I think then the d8 rook will be high. So
yeah,
I think h6 was like the one like only mode.
and then is a finesse, I think. Here he played knight e6, forking, and he's just putting it in front of the pawn. And after f takes e6, he plays queen takes e6 check. And if rook f7, there is obviously bishop h5. And after king h8, you just take the bishop. And after dc4 is when
Yeah,
the
I think
final.
till this point, yeah, it still looks fine for black. I think this is what my opponent was thinking because pawns are equal and like if you give one more, then like after queen c6 or something like that, I think black will be fine. Rook e8 something.
You are right. So this is a position that looks very safe at first glance, but white has a very nice tactical shot here. So in your life, did you do anything in particular to improve your calculation?
I think it's just like training with like my coaches were giving me questions to solve and like some books.
So you mean you solved a lot of positions which were tailored around your strengths and weaknesses, which helped you. I think we lost you for a
Yeah,
moment.
I think like it's like it should be like a regular process.
Uh huh. Okay. We have a message. Yes, Ajay Karthikeyan has found bishop into h6 and rook d6. Saranand sir is asking, did you watch any specific serial before your trip to Serbia? Maybe he's trying to get something from you, or probably he wants the world to know what it is that you are watching.
No, he already knows the answer, so he's just wanting me to say.
Okay, so what is it? We are very curious.
No, I watched before that. I think I watched the series they call Suits.
Suits. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, was it like very interesting? Did you find it very good?
yeah, I liked the series. I think it was quite good.
Uh, in the recent times, I have been watching one, though you have not asked. I thought it's a good way to recommend. I am watching this series called Mind Your Language, which is a sitcom. British comedy. It's about English language. He's a teacher and he teaches English to foreign students. It's worth watching.
Uh,
Ajay
yeah,
Karthikeyan,
right.
obviously he knows this. You must have showed this to him, right?
No, I think he just found it here
Oh,
on the app.
okay. Amazing. Ajay Karthikeyan. Bishop h6 is correct, and after g h6, there is rook d6 and h6 pawn. Cannot be protected. Black has to give up the queen, and that's how Arjun was able to win. Okay. Now coming to the favorite game. According to Arjun, his favorite game of other players, if you pick other players, that's Aronian versus Anand from Tata Steel 2013, right?
Yeah, I think that like because that was when I started playing Slav Black around that time. That was like I watched it live, I think online. So I think that was
Your favorite
like
game.
inspiring for me at that time.
Okay. Now coming to your trip. You played in this Roshna Zora GM. You played three events, but I think you got the GM title. You reached the 2500 figure in tournament three, correct?
Yeah, like I think fifth round of the third.
Fifth round of that particular event. So round one, the tournament one was in your favor. So how many points did you get there?
I think at some point I was increasing more, but at the end of the trip I increased 9 points there. And like I started well in the second, I won the first round. I think first I scored 2.5 out of 3. So after that I did I think 7 or 6 points more. And then I lost, like it was going decently until I lost one like completely winning game. Which if I had won, then I would have been like 24-98. So
Uh huh.
and after that it was like I didn't think I could be able to make it. So it was also tiring, but yeah, luckily I managed to win after a few games after that.
Do you have a schedule as like how do you cope up with losses in a tournament? Let's say if the loss is at the end and this you still have one game to go, then what do you do?
I think you should just do your best to forget it. It's not easy, but I think there's no other option. Like try to focus on the next game as much as possible. Maybe relax for a bit, not keep thinking about the loss.
Okay. How much time do you work on chess? Ram Phatak is asking. On an everyday basis, how much time?
Think I will like trying to work around 8 hours a day, 6 to 8 hours general.
Uh-huh. Okay. So there is this book called Kramnik's book called My Life and Games. Have you read it?
I've seen some part of it, but not all of it.
So there is a particular portion in that book where he says, where the author, I mean, it's co-written. So one of the authors says that there was a period where people used to work for 5 hours and say that's the best time, and now we have reached a time where 5 hours is not enough. It has to 5 to 7. 7 is the normal now. After let's say 1990s, that's what the author says. So it's good you are keeping up with 6 to 8. Does this also include your physical practice routine, or you're saying in addition to that?
No, I think in addition to that, it's like that's yeah, in addition.
Okay, all right. Coming to your recent games, this is the game that you played, I think, in the first event. Let me just check. This one. So now I'm giving the control to you. You can let us know what were the critical moments of this game, because you actually played them and you have lived through the game in this event. So please explain how was this game in particular, your game against Savik Miodrag. What was the situation? How did you prepare for it?
No, this was actually the third tournament. It was immediately after the loss. So it was the first
Okay.
round of the third one. And I was playing black, but I still wanted to try like get a fighting game.
Okay.
Like you go forward or
Yeah,
after?
you can you can switch between moves and take us through the game.
Yeah, I think till this point I knew like my idea here was like I think there was some nuance in the opening where because he's played h3 first, now I'm able to directly bring the bishop back to f5. Like
Okay, can
usually
you
black plays
elaborate
bishop
on
a7.
this?
Sorry.
Like I didn't get you. You were saying because of x3, bishop can come to f8.
No, I think like here, sorry. I think because he has played H3 first, I think the better model is to first play knight d2 and then rook e1.
Knight d2
So
and
I
a rook
think,
e1. Okay.
yeah, the point will be like, I think black has to play h6, and if he goes knight f1 here, now I'm not able to get bishop e6 because he can take, and then after rook e6, he gets d4. So here I have to
Oh,
play bishop a7 first.
oh, that's a
But
nice
in the
nuance.
game, yeah, in the game he played h3 first. So after, so here he cannot play d4. So now he took, and now I'm able to play d5 and then bring the bishop to f8, which I think is already some achievement for black.
Yeah. So if I'm
Uh,
not mistaken, they get this bishop to f8 so that this nh4 and f5 can be tackled, right?
yeah, I think in one game, like Anand played bishop a7 and then he brought it back with bishop c5, bishop f8. So
Oh, okay.
I think in that sense, like I think black is already quite comfortable here. But white is very solid in this version. So and here like I have to like unbalance the version somehow. So I went for d4.
Okay.
Uh, I think he should like take with the bishop, which is better because the knights are better placed in this version. Like knight d2, he get the c4 square, and the other knight can go to f5.
But in case of that, let's say you have a queen side majority, no?
Yeah, if you like, the point is after b3, it's not easy for me to break through. I mean, like after c5, b3, something like that.
Okay.
He puts his knight on d2, so it's quite difficult for me to break on the queen side.
So you're
So
saying
even
this
if
was
I play
better.
c5, b5, rook c8, rook c6, like I still have to bring my knight. He can start something on the king side by that time.
Okay. All right. So that's the reason you feel this was better, but he played knight d4 and you took back e4.
Yeah, I think here it's like already like very unpleasant for him because now c4 like b5 and c4 and his knight is not coming to d2 easily. And like the point was also that if he goes knight f1 at some point, then like I can try to go rook e8 and like knight d5 and like there's some problems
Oh,
along the e file also.
yeah.
So it was not very easy for him here. I think he played a bit slowly. He played I think here queen d1, queen f3, which was I think it gave me time to regroup my pieces, put knight on d7.
Uh-huh. And then you played g5.
Yeah, I think rook e c1 was the mistake because after this it's like almost losing by force. Like he had to like play h4 to stop g5.
Oh, so
But
g5 is a
also
threat.
yeah, kind of because g5 bishop moves and then knight e5 and then c4 is coming here.
Oh, it's crashing. This
Yeah,
is
so the bishop on f4 is actually important to stop knight e5. The thing is, he if he plays h4, then I think I can play h5, and then I get back knight f6, knight g4, or something like that. So
yeah, you have very nice position.
yeah, so I think it was, but it was still possible to defend for white, of course. But I think after rook e c1 just became very bad very quickly because like it was all forced because knight e5 he has to support d3, so
Pawn.
queen e2 and then c4 came. So
Then
he's
you
just
won the
losing the
pawn.
d3. Yeah, I think this after this it's just almost it was very easy after this because I think two central pawns are just too strong.
So is this the game that gave you the final 2500 point or
No, I think it helped me like 4 5 points. I still needed like around eight, so I
uh-huh.
won. I think two more games after this. That I
Uh-huh.
think only after
Okay.
that I.
So this is the next game is from the second event probably. So I'll now paste that. You can take. By the way, there is a question: at what age did you start chess?
I think at the age of eight,
You started at the age
eighth
of 8.
birthday.
Yes. He answered this in the beginning of the interview that his mother enrolled him into a chess class at T Nagar Academy, and then prior to that, he was into abacus. Alright, so this is the game in which you were white against Piccola.
Yeah, I think this was the painful loss in the previous round, which I was winning, and then I ended up losing this game.
Okay, so can you take us to the critical moment as to where you were winning and where it changed?
See, I think I got like a very like decent advantage out of the opening. Like he was mainly like he was always playing this setup, so it was easy to prepare, and he just felt like he could take anything care of anything over the board. I think like around this point, I think here like I spend a lot of time trying to like because it looks like there's something immediate here for white.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, e5, but like it was there was nothing clear like e5, d5. Like I think knight c6, there's just queen c7, and
Oh,
I'm not able to win the e5 pawn. Like I was trying to play like knight e6 here, and then yes, here's play queen f5, and then I go knight g5. Here he can even go knight h3. Still, I didn't.
wow.
Yeah, there was. It looks like white should have something, but I think the queen on h2 is not so well placed. So,
So how
like I
much
couldn't find.
time did you spend here deciding on how to progress after knight
I
g6?
think more than 20 minutes I had. Like I spent, but like and then I think knight f3 is. I think practically also it's more difficult to meet than e5 because e5 then he just has only moves to play like d5, queen a5. So here I think his best move was bishop e6, but even then I think even after bishop e6, f e6, I have like clear advantage because it was my better pieces and pawn structure. He went
Okay.
for d5.
He went for d5, which is premature.
I think it, like a bit natural, like in practical terms, to get some counterplay because he's at least trying to bring his f8 bishop.
Okay, and the point is, what happens in case of e d5?
I think like rook e3 and bishop c5 is like a lot of
Um,
complications. I think knight d4 I still have, but then queen b6. Yeah,
okay.
it becomes unclear. I think even some other moves he has other than this also. So I think better to keep the at least control in the position. I think after e5, knight d7, I think knight g5 was a very nice move. So now I think it's because it's surprisingly knight f7 or knight d5 is such a big threat. Even
Oh,
if he plays bishop b4, I'm just going knight d5. And if
knight
he takes
d5.
on e1, I have knight b6. And if he takes back, I can either just take back directly or play c3 first. It's just I think
Oh,
it's just crushing because
if I go
if he
knight
takes here,
h8,
I think
c3,
I can play e6 here.
bishop e1, ef7, king f8, knight h7.
Yeah, I can just take knight at
Yeah,
and take back, or even I can just take the rook and rook e1 when that should be so. Yeah, a lot of options.
nice. So must have been fun here to play this position, but after bishop c5,
Yeah, I
knight
think
d5.
thing was I spent a lot of time before, like after knight g5, I had already spent a lot of time and I had calculated most of the things. So I just, it just made this the kind of beginner mistake of playing very quickly, which I saw
Oh, so you played
because
bishop
the bishop
c5
c5 was
quickly.
just, I just played because I had seen before that bishop c5 I felt was losing, and just bishop d5 I just missed knight e6, and after this it was just lost because bishop e6 he has queen b6 check.
Oh, so this is the intermediate move that spoiled the game.
Yeah, like I should have been. It's quite easy actually to see, but I just played because here actually I also had the option of just taking on d5, which was just completely winning. The only thing is bishop e3, rook e3. Like if he plays queen b6, I can just take, and I can just play queen g3, which is just it's just lost because like I have three pawns already, and his pieces are just completely out of the game.
Okay.
So I just wanted to like save a tempo with this queen, not play this more queen g3.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I ended up this was so only after this like it was difficult to recover, but yeah, somehow managed.
So after this, like you went back and then relaxed a bit and then just started preparing for the next one.
Yeah, I just had to take it like a new tournament, like fresh start.
Okay. And now I'm coming to a very nice uh, French. So let me just paste that. Meanwhile, there is a question for you. What would be the other profession you would be choosing if not for chess? Like if you are not a full-time chess player, which profession would you likely choose?
I think something in finance, maybe something like that, because not
Finance.
exactly sure. Something related to that, I'm not exactly sure.
Any influence there? Are any of your family members into that?
No, I'm just doing BCom, so Like I think
Okay,
those subjects are a bit interesting. So
okay, okay.
just
All right. So this is a game in which you say after f5, you played queen g5, and you've written that this is your end of home preparation. So you had this position in your preparation.
yeah, this was actually for a previous game. Like I think in the previous tournament I prepared this against someone else. So I was just lucky to be able to use it here.
Ah, okay. Yes, I have
I
experienced
think the
that.
smoke queen in the opening it was like it was never played before. I mean it was played very few times before. So he didn't know this exactly. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, he should have exchanged the queens, which still leads to a bad endgame for him. But yeah, I think after queen e8, it's just very good for white.
G4. Okay, and after c4 you played bishop f1. Okay, knight c6, and you took the pawn. So you were aware of all the nuances that could happen after queen g5 as well.
I didn't know queen e8, but
You
I knew
found
that
it
queen g5 he has to take on g5, so I assumed that it was not so good to
mistake.
play queen.
Okay, then you here you sacrifice a pawn with bishop h3 and then just castles. How was it? How was the experience of like castling after giving a pawn like that?
No, at this point I already knew that like it's almost lost for him because he cannot stop knight g5. So yeah, I was just trying to calculate everything properly this time because yeah, this game after this game I became a GM. So this was like critical game. So I didn't
Oh,
want to miss anything.
so this was the game. So run me through your thought process here. You knew that getting your win in this game would make you a GM. Was there anything extra special you did particularly prior to the game or during the game, or did you just see it as just any other game?
I already beaten him in the first round. So that way I was confident. I was also playing white. So yeah, just trying to prepare and like I was really hoping that I can finish it in this game because it was after this I had to play black again. So I was like trying my best to finish it.
So you
Like
were
that's why I was
keeping
extra cautious basically,
so you're
like
keeping in
calculating
touch with the
everything.
rating points.
I was not in exact touch, but I knew more or less that uh, with this win I will become a GM. But yeah, I didn't check very exactly because during a tournament that can also be distracting.
Okay. It's good you got white and you got a position that you had prepared before, and then you were able to like finish the game in great fashion. After rook takes f4, knight b6, you played knight e2, and then you picked up the exchange. So, do you also do the self talk during the game, or you just only focus on the lines and positional factors?
I think like at this point it was completely winning. So this point I was like confident I can finish it off. But yeah, before I was just trying to recheck all my calculations once again, not to make any mistakes and play a bit slower compared to the previous
Okay.
tournament.
So after ef5, c3, and then knight f4, e6 is coming. So he played rook e8, and then he got knight g5. And now I think it's a nice move. The way you finished it was very nice, pretty. So I'll just pause here and see what the viewers would like to play. Dheeraj, Dheeraj's question is how to become a GM without coach?
I think that's not very easy to do, but you can like refer books and but I think coach is someone who guides you every time, so it just becomes easier to do that with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, okay, you can rely on books and courses. It's possible, but yeah, it takes more time. It's more difficult.
Okay, and Harsh Pandit has a question because there was a time in which you also had board exams and sometimes 10th standard also, right? So, how did you manage your chess and studies? Did you find the right balance in your opinion? What were the factors?
I think before 10th and 12th, like I focused on chess most of the year. In the last 2 3 months, I focused fully on studies because it becomes difficult to manage both school and chess at the same time. So at first, eight till like 8 or 9 months into the year, I was like playing tournaments and trying to improve my chess. And then last three months, I think I was focusing fully on studies.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's how also a lot of players studying in Velamar also do that. The school is also very supportive, uh, and Yeah, so when you have a lot of support, I think, of course, you have to be grateful that way. So, Velamal,
Yeah.
again, big shout out to them. And coming to this position, yes, knight g6 is correct. After h6, there is queen h4, and there's a mate which cannot be stopped. If queen f7, you will win a queen, right? You will just take the queen.
Yeah, yeah. This is.
So this is a game that made Arjun Kalyan a Grandmaster. But in addition to that, there's another game I have. This was a game in which you played with the black pieces. And here I have a question because I've also played Archangels with black. So I saw your comment and was very curious. So this in this position after a4 rook b8, ab5 ab5. Have you seen this move knight takes e5?
Yeah, I think I prepared this before. I think 95 D for this line I prepared
Oh, you knew
before.
this line, okay? Because this
Yeah,
is like a fun line to play with both colors.
yeah, D6 I think. Yeah, then C5.
D6, F4, then knight C6, Queen C3. This is a line I read in ECO many years back.
Yeah, I think it was very popular a few years ago, but I think in recent times it's gone out of fashion.
Yeah. So here you were black. So let me flip the board. And after d3, d6, bishop e3, you can now take us through the game and tell us what were the critical moments in this game against Maximovic Bojan.
I think, uh, yeah, I think this question I got like it was around equal, but I think here this plan he was playing a bit slowly. Like I think this game I was just trying to because my moves were very natural, and he was surprised from the opening, so he was trying to play a bit passive. So I think he was also spending a lot of time, and I think already after c5, I think Black is taking over the initiative.
Yeah,
And
here at one point, you played b4. I wanted to know about that decision after c4. Yeah, here.
yeah,
You've written that bishop a4 here was a risky decision to put on b5 where it could be stuck for the whole game. So, where else do you think this bishop could be further utilized? Did you see anything better for white?
no, I think the main point is he should go to d5 as soon as possible with the knight. Then I think if I
Ah,
take on d5, he can play d5. So I think knight f1 is just like he has to go. Like if bishop is passive on c2, like after I think knight f1, I'll play like bishop d7 first.
okay, let's go bishop c2.
Yeah, and then like rook d8, he has to play a bit passively with queen b1. But yeah, eventually he gets his knight to d5, and then it's around equal. I think, still.
Uh-huh. So this is what you were hoping for, but he played bishop a4. And you sense that this is a bad move during the game. It's like a dubious one.
Yeah, because once the bishop goes to b5, if my knight is on b6, I don't think it can come out. So his only hope is to play knight f1, knight e3, knight d5 as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm just like clearly better.
Yeah, which I think he was not able to do immediately.
Yeah, I think yeah, queen e2 always runs into knight h5, knight f4.
Yeah, because this g3 also is not so easy because the bishop is waiting.
Yeah,
So after queen c2, you went knight h5, and then you got your knight to f4,
I think yeah, rook d1 was I think the mistake he made. I think he should have played knight e3.
knight e3, and how you would have continued?
Yeah, he was afraid of rook d3, I think. And even I thought it was good for black actually because he cannot move the knight now because then f3 is like h3. Like if he plays knight d5, I can take and then take on h3. I think with the I'll take with the b6 even. Yeah, okay, both are I think fine.
E d5, bishop h3. But the
No, no, I
rook
mean like I should take with the b6 side.
b6 knight. Okay. So knight d5, and then bishop h3.
Yeah, even rook f3 should be like very good for black. Then and then queen will just go to yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But he went rook d1. He did not go knight e3, and I think you won a pawn because of that.
No, I think the problem here was he has to play his knight to g3 and now like he cannot really go to d5
Oh,
and
so he has to
his
give
knight
up.
is like not well placed on g3.
Yeah, this is too late now, and the pawn on e4 has to be protected. And so then you played g6, and you evaluated this endgame as clearly better for you.
Yeah, because of the bishop on b5. Like if his bishop is on c2 and pawn on b3, okay, then he can hold it, I think, eventually. But with the bishop on b5, he has to do something very quickly. Otherwise, it's long term, it's very bad for him.
Yeah, so there is this quote I am reminded of, that in a bad position, like in your position, if one piece is bad, your entire position starts to look bad.
Yeah,
So there is a question from Harsh again. He's asking, do you play video games or spend time on social media?
I'm not very active on social media. And, yeah, I don't actually play video games. I like watch something. Uh, I don't play it.
So you are a fan of any sport apart from badminton?
Yeah, I see cricket. Like follow a lot of sports, cricket, football, and everything.
So what's your favorite team in
You mean
IPL?
in I? Yeah, of course, yes.
And second
Chennai.
favorite?
I'll probably be RCB.
Ah, thank you. We have been waiting for so many years. Still, that trophy is still not there yet. Let's see. Okay. And there's also another question. Do you have any tips on how to play when you are in time trouble?
Think try to avoid it as much as possible. If you, then it's like I think experience more. So like once you get a lot of experience and uh, like playing more, like if you play, you should just be able to evaluate yourself whether you are playing well in time trouble. Like some players like Rishabh, they play very well in time trouble. So like if you feel that you're not good in time trouble, then just try to play a bit faster during the game. Also, like it's about nerves, I think, more than time trouble. You should try to work on that mental aspect of the game.
Yes, so those are some of the thoughts of Arjun on time trouble. Coming back to this game, here, because of this better pieces, he was able to outplay his opponent. He got his knight to d4, and then again, even in this game, you get g5, isn't it?
Yeah, at that point, I think it was like almost forced. This thing. Okay, I
And
think the
here,
point here was I was playing against the bishop on b5 again. Uh, like, yeah, I think I played queen e5, knight c8. I brought the knight to d6 and queen to e5. So
yeah,
he
and
cannot really play f4 also. So
oh, why can't he play
f4,
f4?
queen e7, I think was. Queen e7 attacks h4 and also e4 is fine.
And then you can take this, and yeah, it's terrible position for white. Then what happened in the game? You played g5 and then knight check, king
Yeah,
f7.
g5 it didn't look good, but the thing is now I'm like after the knight comes to f5, e4 pawn is very weak, so he's forced to play f3, weakening his king, and then I can just play knight b6, bishop c8, and f5 knight is hanging b4. So
Oh, it has no squares, nowhere to go.
yeah, so and then if I'm winning the knight, then it's just classic good bishop, good knight versus bad bishop. So
What about queen c2? Just skipping
now I'll
out.
just take it and take on f5 and then play king g7, even endgame. So I think maybe I'll play queen e1. I can give a check, or even king g7 should be fine.
Yeah, too many good moves available. So here in the game, he just picked up this end game, which is obviously very much in black's favor, and then he got g4, and this is the point in which your opponent resigned.
Yeah, if he plays like queen e2, I think I can play g3 check and then king, and then I get queen c1. So if he exchanges the queens, okay, it's losing, just f5 pawn is hanging.
Yeah, this is hanging. I think even there could be a mate very soon like this.
Yeah,
This is
also, yeah.
also wow. That has been an amazing journey then with all those wins. Another question by Alar Patel. How does one improve if one is stuck at a rating of 1500 plus?
Um, I think you should like try to find a good coach, like read books and yeah, like tactics. And I think like the big advantage with the coach is he can understand which is your weak spot. So you might be someone who's very good in tactics, but bad in other aspects of the game, like strategy. But some other players are the opposite. So either you have to be able to understand yourself and which is your weak spots, and uh, but yeah, I think coaches he can help you find them because he has a lot of experience. So and yeah, other than that, you can just keep trying to improve, like read books, solve tactics, and like work. I think at this point, openings are not so important. So work on other aspects of your game as much as possible.
Okay. So that's the answer, Alak. So from his words, I'm able to understand one thing, that he prioritizes consistent practice, and that is something that we all also could learn. So yes, Arjun, it was an amazing stream for me. I also learned a lot from your journey and how consistent you are and how specific you are with your routine, be it chess, be it exercises, and also your academics. And also kudos to your family, your parents, who have also been instrumental in shaping your career to an extent. So that's great. And kudos to your coaches also. So, do you have anybody to thank on this platform? Do you have some people you would like to credit to?
Yeah, I think my parents they've helped me a lot. I think my both, and then also my brother he has also helped me, and yeah, all my coaches and all the people I've worked with, and also microsense they arranged the camp last year with girlfriend and Kramnik, which was very
Wow,
useful. Uh, yeah, it's just a combined like just one person cannot be able to, will not be able to do much without a good support team and a lot of people helping.
that's
Yeah,
amazing. So, you have like interacted with Kramnik and Gelfand.
yeah, the last time, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So, that is very, I mean, that must have like really boosted your chess, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I think the way they think and like you are also inspired to work more, like seeing them talking with them, how they work.
Yeah, yeah. So, that way, I think you're very lucky to have got that opportunity to engage with us. And thanks to Microsense as well for doing this. And what else do we have? Harsh Mishra is asking, he's 17, and Harsh Mishra is asking if having a rating with 1250 and a potential to grow, he's 17 years old, is there any scope to grow and pursue it as a career?
I think it's always possible, like if you work a lot, maybe it might be harder at this age because you have other responsibilities also, but yeah, definitely if you like really think it's your passion, you really want to do, you can always improve it.
Yes, I'm also of the
Just you get
same
a lot
belief.
of, yeah, just that you get a lot more responsibilities when you get older, so that's why it becomes difficult.
Yes. Also, what I have been saying in the last 2 years is that there is just a lot of scope for you, not just to be as a player, but in other ways as well. You can be an author, you can be a programmer, you could do help for a chess company, you could also write books, you could do different things. So, of course, there's always potential, but if you're considering to make it as a professional career like you played, then yes, what Arjun says is right. It might take some time, but it's definitely possible. I have seen examples where people become grandmasters at a later age. There's nothing wrong in becoming a late bloomer, but it's possible. Some people have become GMs at the age of 35, some 40, so it's very much possible. It all depends on
You're
you.
also sharing this from an author, yeah?
Yeah,
Author of a couple of books.
yeah, yeah. So that's my experience. And Rahul Krishna is asking, okay, it's too early maybe, but he's still asking, uh, where do you see yourself at mid 30s?
So my aim in chess is to reach the very top. So I'm like, looking to work as much as possible towards it, and yeah, try to reach the top.
Amazing, yes, very good. And do you have any ideal who you follow?
I think both Magnus just because of his dominance, and also Anand from Chennai. I think that's kind of role models.
Okay, amazing. Have you met him already?
Uh, Carlson,
Vishwanath Anand, have you already met him?
yeah, I've met him in like a few times in the airport, but yeah, I've talked with him briefly, but yeah, not much in detail.
Okay.
Hopefully, I will.
Yeah, it was great that you also received a tweet from him, right?
Yeah,
Amazing. So he knows, and Anand sir, he
Yeah, I
immediately
think
quitted.
he's. Yeah, I think it's great that he's taking time to promote chess. I mean, like promote young people or like every. I think every time someone becomes a GM, like he congratulates them and invites them. So I think it's great that he's doing a lot for chess.
Yeah, that's true. So it was amazing, Arjun, and Harsh is saying that he wishes that you become a world champion one day. And Rahul Krishna is
Thank you.
asking, do you prefer a knight or bishop? Do you have any preference?
No, not really. Usually the bishops.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Arjun. It was great, the interaction with you, and I'm sure there will be many more opportunities in which we will see you again on our channel. And
Yeah, thank you as well.
and
It's great.
maybe when the times change, maybe you can keep playing Title Tuesday then. But now from 11:30 they have changed it to 10:30. So see
Oh,
if you
okay,
can
sure.
play in some, and then we will have an interaction like this again where you win Title Tuesdays.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think with this we can close it here. Thank you very much for being here. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think just wish everyone best of luck in your journeys. And yeah, thanks for this opportunity. Uh,
No,
it was
pleasure is
great.
ours. We got to know a lot about you, and I'm sure you will already have some fans that way. And I wish you all the best. Keep practicing and do focus on whatever you have at hand. And as you have done last year, keep practicing. And when the tournaments are up again, you can keep winning them again. One last question: are you going to participate in the Asian Continental Hybrid event?
No, I think this time I won't be playing. It's a bit too close, and also, yeah, it's hybrid. I'm not sure
Okay, okay.
format.
So no matter which event it is, whatever it is, all the best to your
Yeah,
events. And I
yeah,
think
thank
with
you.
that we can close it a night. Thank you everyone for all those who tuned in. It was an amazing. Arjun OP should be in the chat, and we will be probably covering him again as and when he plays events or whenever he wins Title Tuesdays. Thank you for giving us your time, Arjun.
Thank you.